Okay. I wanted, hello again. I wanted today, because I do get asked all the time about planting things from a store-bought item. Okay. My lettuce. Actually, speaking of lettuce, 1 second. Okay. Speaking of my lettuce, look at this. This guy's going crazy. I've taken leaves off of it. Okay, I don't know if you can see down here, like there's little cuts and things where I've taken lettuce off. They do remain fairly small. Okay, so lovely for like a personal salad, sandwiches, things like that. But what you can also do once this thing is very established and happy, which he totally is you can put it into soil. Okay, so he'll probably go into a peat pot, or if uncharacteristically for Winnipeg it gets very nice very soon, I'll just put him right into the ground. But he's living happy in water. I've been eating at him pretty much every day. See, like the top is getting a little bit worn. I need to trim some off the bottom, but he's super happy. And this was a store-bought head of romaine lettuce. Okay, so on to the next thing. As far as store-bought items, I'm hoping everybody knows about this one. A potato. Okay, you buy a bunch of potatoes, you eat most of them, but then you find one, it's kind of, actually it's not squishy, it's starting to deflate, but they will start producing roots. And occasionally you'll have a few places where the roots will be coming off. Cut them. Okay, so you have a chunk to plant, a chunk to plant. This guy's only doing it on one. So I'm not going to bother putting the whole potato in the ground because that's just taking up space, and it really, really is not a pleasant smell if you've ever run across rotting potato. So, but give it a good chunk. Like I'll take probably a good inch, okay, all the way around, and I'll just put them in the ground, root side up, barely cover them up. And like those videos that show you can grow like 100 billion pounds of potatoes in a garbage pail. Not that many, but I have had wonderful success with that. So I just lay them out, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. Give them some nice space. Little bit of dirt over the top. As they grow, you keep raising the dirt. As they grow, you keep raising the dirt. And all underneath, you get all sorts of potatoes. So this was a store-bought one. And speaking of my garbage pail potatoes, this was a little wee guy that I found, okay, growing in the pot. Wasn't really doing much. It was totally end of season. So I thought, hey, I could plant that next year. And yes, I can. Okay, so this whole guy, sorry, focus is bad, will just go into the ground. Okay, but again, he is an offshoot from a store-bought potato. Okay, and we have some other things here. There's corn. Now this is no longer store-bought. Okay, this year will be about 6 years that I've grown this. You'll see some of these are black. Okay, some of them are black. It is from a different cob of corn that I grow for ornamental purposes and for gifting. Traditional Aboriginal culture. Here's the cob. No, it's not moldy. This is seed now. But this is a cob of what they call black corn. That's where you get your purple tortilla chips and things from. But traditionally, cobs of this were given out as a gift of prosperity, health, good luck, good wishes to a family or a household that you were visiting. So when I got that teaching, I kind of took it upon myself to find some of these cobs of corn, and I gift them out. And I even gift them out as seed because, and this is just how I dry them. Like I said, super fancy, totally high technical, does not need to be. You leave it in the husk, put it in a dry place, like in your basement. And there's the whole cob right underneath there. And what I did for a friend, actually, for their birthday, I had a bunch of little bags, just little baggies of different seeds, my pumpkin, squash, different vegetables that I knew they liked. And I tucked them in all the ears of corn, wrapped it in a red tie, and offered it to her as a birthday gift. So essentially, I gave her an entire vegetable garden for her birthday. Now, the garlic, I think I talked about in another video. Every once in a while, you get them sprouting. Okay, so this can just be put right into the soil. It doesn't need a peat pot, doesn't need any special treatment, nothing. Just put it right in there. Bottom end down so that this guy can, shoot up, find the sun, find all that nice warmth. Peppers. Look at all those seeds. Sorry, I know, focus is really bad. I'll get an actual camera instead of having to use my phone, but for now, because I got to do this, my planting and things, so I wanted to show you before I did. But anything in a store that has seeds, okay? I have, where is it over here? I have a whole entire tray of slicer cucumbers. Okay, that's all that's in here. It's tiny seeds, but there were seeds. So I took them, let them sit on the counter for a day, just so they dry a little bit, because you don't want all that gel, because it could rot. But literally, it's from a store-bought cucumber. Wow, I need more coffee. And this peel, I was just putting there, to, I guess, show you that, yes, it is from a store-bought cucumber. Then I guess I can go through these ones. I have echinacea, lavender, red sunflower, which is going to be so gorgeous. And yes, I did buy those. The lavender is from seed that I had. White echinacea was from seed that I had. My tobacco was from seed that I was gifted by a wonderful elder that I've known for a very long time. So she gifted me these. Tons of little seeds in these pods. Like it's amazing. I don't know. Yeah, no. But all those little things at the bottom there, they're literally the size of a grain of pepper. There is a billion seeds in this thing. So thank you so much. Armenian cucumber, which I did buy this year. And a climbing gourd. Okay, they look like squashed pumpkins. All the way across, just squashed pumpkins. Which kind of brings me, we'll come back to those seeds, but because that was kind of a nice little segue, I have seeds that used to be from a store-bought item, okay? All of these seeds, and that's a good-sized bag, okay? It's the size of my hand. And they make huge, beautiful pumpkin. I eat a lot of pumpkins, so I like to plant a lot. So I have these. So this year, I believe, is 3 years. 3 years planting from a store-bought item. Same with zucchini. I don't eat a lot of zucchini. It's not my favorite, but I do like growing it. So what I grow, I usually gift out. And then I have India squash, which is, it's kind of sweet. But again, I love to grow it. They are massive things. I gifted a bunch of them last year because, again, I live by myself. I make stews and soups and things out of the pumpkin. Well, the roast pumpkin is amazing. But squash, zucchini, I'll put it into soups or cakes because it's unbelievably good. But so this is just sort of showing you the seed yield that you can get Okay, just from one pumpkin that used to be a store-bought pumpkin. Okay, so I'll be planting those. I'm making a wonderful little pumpkin patch out in my part of my front yard. My cat, Grace, has kind of taken over my entire yard. So backyard's mine, front yard is his. These are also seeds that I got out of those little tiny, they literally, they look like squashed pumpkins. Okay, you'll have to excuse my talking today. I had dental surgery a couple days ago, so I'm still talking a little funny. But these actually climb. So with the Armenian cucumber, my grapes, and these all over my front porch, hanging on the ceiling, coming down the railings, it's going to be crazy and wonderful, and I can't wait. So those I've planted. There's about eight seeds in each of those because I am going to be putting them into different pots. But then these ones, okay, I have a gray sugar pumpkin. It's gray. I don't know if you've seen them in the stores, but they are gorgeous. The flesh is still orange. It's very sweet, very good to eat. I ate a lot of it last year, and so I have all these, like, that is an amazing seed yield from one little pumpkin. And I think these are, these ones. These are an orange pumpkin, but the surface of it almost looked waxy. Like it was almost like a pastel orange. And it was just so pretty. So these, along with my regular dark-skinned sugar pumpkin, are going in my front yard. And white pumpkin. Oh my. Okay, so all of this, and literally I'm just going to build little mounds out there, the whole side of the yard, throw the seeds on the ground, let them do their thing. But these are all second-year growth now. Okay, look at that. That's amazing. So not only did I have the flesh of these pumpkins to roast or to make into soups or pies or do stuffed pumpkins, but the stringy bits, okay, when you're taking out all the seeds, I save the stringy bits and the skin to grind up, make into a puree, and I add those to soaps. Pumpkin is unbelievable for skin, okay, skincare, blemishes, dry skin, sensitive skin, use pumpkin. Oh my gosh. And even the stems from the pumpkin, okay, I dry those. I just leave them on the counter. Again, super technical, not really. And I let them dry very, very well. And those I grind up and actually use as a base for my incense. Okay, my incense cones. I might, because again, people are bugging me to do, different videos. I shouldn't say bugging, but they have been after me for a very long time to at least show these types of things. But along with, like, going back to the foods and things that you can get at the store, okay, there's also ways that you can do it with flowers. Okay, so I have a white marigold, and these are huge. Like, the heads on them were beautiful. Okay. Now, this isn't, I guess, technically proper, but you're in a park. Okay, there's beautiful gardens. You're noticing some of the flowers look a little weak, so you deadhead them. Okay. You don't disturb the plant. You just pinch off one flower from a massive, beautiful garden. Nobody's going to miss it. Nothing's wrong with it. Okay? You take it home. Again, sit it somewhere where it can dry. Same with this one. Now, this one I've almost opened already, so I'll finish with this one. But marigolds especially. Oh my. Watch this. All you do, you pinch it. See, I can even do it one-handed. It's so easy. Now, when that thing breaks open, all of these, and I mean, there are literally hundreds of them. Hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating. There will be hundreds in here. Each one of these is a seed. And with marigolds, this is, I mean, if you're the type of person, if you walk past a plant and it dies, these are the seeds for you. Throw them in the ground, walk away. That is as difficult as it is to grow marigolds. Now, with the orange ones, same thing, okay? And even if you like, before they're dry, take off the colored part, because I mean, you can pinch that off as well when they're still fresh. Throw them into a spinach salad. The look is incredible. The taste is so good, and the vitamins and minerals and health benefits in marigolds, it's kind of crazy. Now, they are the same family as calendula, or calendula, I guess, tomato. But see, again, thousands of these seeds. So, oh, the scent now is crazy. I use a lot of marigold or calendula. It is an amazing, healthy medicine. Colds, bronchial issues, asthma, anything like that. It's also amazing for sensitive skin, so it goes into a lot of my soaps. Not so much the incense, because it does kind of smell a little weird when it's burning, so I don't usually bother with that. But just wanted to show you, and I mean, I've got bee balm, which, in case you didn't know, is Earl Grey tea. And the scent from this, even when it's dry, oh, super happy. And bee balm is also something that I grow outside. Amazing as an incense. It's kind of a stunning aroma for in the house. And again, a wonderful medicine to use, literally whenever you want. It is a mood lifter, not like, drug or anything, but here's a little bit of it. Hopefully, if I can get the focus right, where you can see some of the seed. Now, see each one of those like little tubes. Same with the marigold. Okay, each one of those things is a seed. Now, as an aside, if you live in a city, usually, along roads and main streets and things, they have all sorts of fancy planters and things that look, aesthetically pleasing to the city. Now, I had an occasion one time, I was walking down the street and I saw a city truck and a crew. They're taking the truck along and they're emptying out. They are emptying out all of these planters. And what they were doing was taking all the plants, pulling them out of the ground, roots and everything, and throwing them in the back of the truck. So I'm thinking, maybe I'll offer them a few bucks. Maybe they'll give me some of the plants. So I went up, asked him what they were doing. He says, well, we're emptying these out. It's the end of season. I said, okay, well, where are you taking the plants? Like, can I buy them? And he says, well, I can't let you do that. Or, can I take some? Can I buy some? He says, I can't let you do that. And I'm like, okay, is there a place that I can go to buy them? He says, these are going to the dump. Okay. Sorry, not sorry. So after that, exchange, I figured, you know what? If you guys are just throwing these things out, and I mean, the stuff that they plant, it will come back every single year. Okay, so you buy it once, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it again. But if these guys are going to be that silly to throw these things out, I am going to be smart enough to grab them before they do. So again, I don't disrupt the entire plant. I don't take the whole thing. I take the part that I need to grow it, and I leave the rest alone. Since then, okay, so there's my corn. We talked about that. This is Moldavian spinach, which is a beautifully colorful vine. I'm not a fan of cooked spinach. Okay, I love it raw, but cooked, I don't like it. Moldavian spinach is very thick, so it's not the best to eat when it's raw, but the vine is so gorgeous. So what I did is I simply clipped off a couple little pieces of vine, and now I have all these little seeds. Okay, didn't hurt the plant. Did nothing at all to the plant. This is it. Okay, these little pieces. Okay, this was a couple of years ago, so this is second year growth now. So these are parts from my yard that I've kept. See, a seed fell down there. So we will keep these. And this I just plant right into the ground once it's nice and warm, so they're not going into a peat pot. Then there is poppies. Okay, I picked one seed pod. One. It's not empty yet. All of this in there, that's seeds. See, you can, I mean, I could break it open, but all I do is this. And look at all these. I mean, that would do an entire field worth of poppies. I'm not going to plant a whole field of them. Oh, that would be gorgeous though, but I'm not going to. And then we're back to our pepper and my black tomatoes, purple tomatoes, I guess. I grew these last year. Again, store-bought. Well, like I bought the plant, okay, at a store. Oops. So all I do, and again, super technical, I take one little tomato and I put it somewhere dry where it's going to dry out, okay? That's it. Now, when I break this all open, there is going to be seeds. I don't want to do it now because I'm not planting them now. That was the top where he was on the vine. But these are beautiful tomatoes. They don't grow very big, okay, about like this. And they are a beautifully shiny, deep purple. And, oh yeah, dirty nails. Working hands. But the more you leave them to ripen, they start to turn red, which was kind of weird because, I mean, I bought the plant because I wanted purple tomatoes. So usually I'll pull them a little bit beforehand. But again, this was a store-bought plant, okay? Going to plant the seeds and it's going to grow, cause these wonderful tomatoes to grow so I can plant them again and again. Now, for what I was really wanting to do today, a store-bought strawberry. Okay. Super dry. This has been sitting like since last year. It's a little yucky. But again, no muss, no fuss. Just leave it somewhere where it's going to dry. Okay. It's a little tedious to pick the seeds off. So generally I'll use a knife or even, getting creative, your garden ties. Or tags, right, for your plants like these up there. All I do is I use the end to pick off, and this is pretty much impossible to do one-handed, but literally, you just pick them off. Just pick them off. And inside here, Look at all those. That's all the seeds that I got. And I barely started picking them off here, right? Because the seeds are all on the outside. So this is what I'm actually going to plant today. And I'm going to put it... I'm also one for having very eclectic looking gardens. I've had pewter teapots, fancy, teacups and things that I've grown things out of. And then right next to it, there'll be a dresser with different drawers pulled out with all sorts of different things growing in the drawers. And I have skeletons. Not real ones, just to clarify. But, just kind of tucked in here and there. And then I came across these. Oh, have to. Oh my God. I had to. Okay. He is just the coolest thing. I mean, there's teeth on it. He's gorgeously creepy. I love it. And I have another one on the way that has flowers etched across the forehead. So it looks almost like a sugar skull. So this is what I'm going to plant my strawberries in. And at this point, it's literally, and again, I mean, I could have showed you, filling up the soil. And this sort of goes to my little food bin, right, with my garden scraps. There's little pieces of eggshell all through this. Probably lots of coffee grounds, coffee filters, ashes from the ashtray, not cigarette butts or tobacco. That's really disgusting. But my food, this is actually revitalized soil from a house plant that died. I can grow anything outside, but inside, not so much, which is okay, I guess, because I sort of prefer being outside. But as far as this goes, okay, and these seeds are so tiny, right? Like ridiculously tiny. There's a bunch, okay? So all I'm going to do, and this is from a clamshell of store-bought strawberries. Now, I do tend to overseed, especially when I'm using something that is store-bought, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? If you plant 2 seeds, you might have 1 come up. If I plant 20 of them, I might have, 15 come up. So, then you just kind of, they don't like being under a lot of soil. Okay? And when the other, when I get the other skull, there's going to be more strawberries put in there. I just water a little bit. Slowly, because like I said, the seeds are super tiny. So you don't want them all kind of falling to one area. Now, watering it is going to pack the soil down a little bit. But that's okay. There's, like I said, there's all sorts of organic matter in here to keep it, from impacting and becoming like clay. And literally, that's it. Now I can just set it aside, let it do its thing, and it'll just be gorgeous once it starts planting. And as far as my store-bought pepper, okay, I don't even understand it, but I love growing these things, but I cannot stand eating them. I'll cook with them, just barely. But I mean, the colors and just the texture of it, the look, oh my gosh. See? So you break off however much you want. I usually only plant about 5 or 6 green peppers. Because again, I give them out to ladies that I know will eat them. I belong to an amazing group of women who are connected to a center that help women. So whatever access, and again, there's not really much rhyme or reason for me. I'm not even sure how many seeds I've gotten there because my phone's in the way, but that's okay. Because again, doesn't really matter. And I take my super technical tool, my favorite pencil for farting around in my dirt. And just kind of cover them up. You know, you can poke them down a little bit. Again, you don't want them down too far. And I have my work table, which most people would call their dining room table. But for me, it is definitely my work table. Okay? So that can go in the tray now. And because I didn't prepare a tag for it yet, I'm just going to do this so that I will know what's in there. Pour a little bit of water. Yeah, see, because that's not a lot of soil in there. But again, that's okay because most of that growth is going to be above ground anyway. So it's going to sit there and do gorgeous things. I might plant the tomato later. But again, I just wanted to, I had intentionally made this fairly, wanted to make it fairly short. But I hope that this at least gave you a little bit of information and confidence as to what you can plant from things that you buy right from the store. Even, I mean, talk to your neighbors. Maybe they have seeds that, you know, too many of one seed. Not enough of something else. See, there's my corn. It's been in these peat pots now for about a week. It's starting to sprout all over the place. And again, this started as store-bought. So, for those of you watching, thank you for being here. I definitely look forward to more comments and tips and things that you've enjoyed and that work for you. And very much enjoy growing together some more. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.